Hi library friends, it's Miss Abby here for another fun Fandom Friday. We're going to be making some shrinky dink Among Us friendship objects. I'm going to be making keychains. I've got some keychains here at the library that I'm going to use, but you could use them as necklaces or whatever too. So I have a shrink art kit. You can also use like plastic to-go containers, but the shrink art ones are really nice. I'll show you why in just a second. Let me get out a nice big chunk here. So that I can draw onto it. And these shrink art ones are nice because one side is rough and one side is shiny. And you want to draw on the rough side. That's the difference with the to-go containers is you can draw on either side of those. With these ones it's really easy and the pencils glide over it pretty well and stick to the rough part. So select your colors that you're going to go with. And then you can get started with your sketching. I'm using green. I like that color. It reminds me of spring. So I'm just kind of sketching out the bottom half of a crewmate after they've been, done in. So I'm going to sketch out his bottom part here. And then for perspective's sake, I'm going to give a little bend in there. Draw the little oxygen tank. Leave some space for the protruding bone. What's their anatomy like? If they've just got one giant bone in their body? Very different from ours. Pretty quirky. Not sure what's going on there. But anyway. Draw that out, and you're going to want to draw it, even though this is going to be kind of a small object, you're going to want to draw it pretty big because when it shrinks down a lot, like at least 3/4 smaller. So color that all in, and then you're going to want to give it a nice dark outline too. But just, blend the colors. Take your time, give it a nice rich color, and yeah, keep going, color it all the way in. we've got that bottom half done, we're ready to start the top half. So grab another sheet or another piece of plastic, and then we want to make sure that they would fit seamlessly together if it was like a puzzle piece or something. So I'm going to overlay on top of the one that we've already done, and then I'm going to sketch out the top half of a crewmate. Don't forget to leave a little bump out space for the visor there. And make sure you close off around the bottom, kind of in the same exact way that you did the first one, where it's a little curved line. And once you have that sketched out, then you can separate the two and color that one in as well. Alright, now that we've got those colored in, we're going to trim them out. You want to go as close to that black line as you can without, cutting into the black line, because that'll give you a really nice crisp outline. So just cut around carefully with a pretty sharp scissors and do both of them, and we'll be ready to go. now that we've got that all cut out, we want to make a hole in our beautiful stuff that we just made so that we can affix our keychains. So I'm just using a hole punch, and try to move in kind of close. You don't want to get it too close to the edge. Otherwise, oops, my bad, I'll fix that later. Go in a little bit further than I did that time so that you don't have to do a repair or redo the whole thing. And hole punch it, and then we'll be ready to bake them. So I'm using a toaster oven. You can certainly use a larger oven, but you turn it to 325, and maybe ask a grown-up's permission, of course, for this. You're going to want to put them on top of some kind of sheet, like a baking sheet if you're using a big oven. But if you're using a little toaster oven, you can make your own kind of DIY sheet here with some aluminum foil. Fold that, make sure that it's pretty solid so that you can easily slide those shrinky dinks into and out of the toaster oven. And then make sure that they are not right next to each other, because if any of the shrinky dink pieces are touching, then they will fuse together. And that's kind of like not the point of a friendship bracelet. You're supposed to have two separate pieces, so make sure that they are not touching one another when you're getting them ready to go into the oven. All right, once your oven is warmed up, slide them in, and this is so much fun to watch, you guys. It doesn't take more than like a couple of seconds, a minute max, but watch them. They're going to curl up and then flatten out. Isn't that cool? It's just so fun. I would watch it a million times if I could. Let them sit for a little bit longer once they've flattened themselves out, just to give them a little bit of time to set. And then carefully, obviously, pull them out, because that tray will be hot. You can use like tongs or mitts or something, or you can very, very carefully use your fingers. So I'm with what I have at the library. I've got some keychains, and I've got these little plastic string things, and I'm gonna make my my little keychain to give one to Miss Heather and one for me. Sorry, Miss Courtney. I should make a third one, huh? Maybe Miss Courtney can be the imposter. No, she's great. We like her. Okay. We're going to pull that through. Make sure we've got a knot on it. And once you've knotted it off, just make sure you've got both of them done. And your friendship keychains are done and good to go.